Hello. Hi, everyone. As you can tell from my makeup, I have been recording today. I shouldn't watch my own stream because that becomes an echo. Dang. Let me know if the volume is good. Let me know if I need to work on some sound levels. And then let's get this hangout started, shall we? Hello everyone! Oh god, there's so many of you! I'm not used to this. Hello, hello. So today's the hangout, and as you can tell, it's a bit early, and it's because I double booked myself because I'm also going to make an appearance on Step Back History's channel for a subscriber appreciation day, which is 100% my fault. I just completely miffed everything. Today, if you want, depending on how things go and how things feel and everything goes, I'm gonna have guests again, meaning that anyone who wants to, and anyone who can, and anyone who has the energy to, can join me in voice and have a conversation for approximately 10 minutes. But that's gonna come after I do some update things. And talk about the channel, talk about myself, and that stuff. If you're familiar with the format, you know how it goes. I talk about myself for a bit, how it goes, how everything is feeling, just an update. It's a chill hangout thing, right? And then we can start getting into ranty topics. I'm gonna be streaming for 90 minutes today. I literally cannot stream anymore because I have to, I might be able to push it into 2 hours, but I have to, after a while, quit to prep for my appearance with Step Back History. If you want to appear as a guest, there's a system for how to do that, and you have a bit of time before everything goes away. In the description, there is a invite link to a Discord server, and that Discord server is specifically meant for this hangout, so it won't exist after. But if you want, you can join in, you can type a bit about what you want to talk about, so that when/if I start inviting guests, I know what I'm dealing with. So let's see what people are saying. Oh god, there's so many people. Hi, hello, hello everyone. Hello, hello, hello. You're looking great today, thank you. I've been maybe recording my next video. I'm also experimenting. There's no link? Yeah. Of course, I'm a dumbass. It's a link to a Patreon page, but the Patreon page is publicly available, so anyone should be able to go in and look at it. And in the Patreon link, there's a Discord link. It's a bit convoluted, and I apologize. But it is there. Oh god, I keep forgetting where I am. The volume is good, there's kind of a blank noise in the background. Yeah, there's... I'm gonna increase that a little bit. It's a bit of some music thing. I'm experimenting on having that. Because I want... Even if I am quiet, I want people to have something to listen to. So it's not just my voice over and over again. But if everything works, then everything works. But do let me know if the volume is a bit off or something. How am I today? I'm fine. Everything is good. I've been a bit stressed and high-strung because I realized this morning that I double booked myself. Because I woke up and realized, yeah, today's the Google Hangout stream. And today is also when I appear on Step Back History. And they're at the same time. Fuck. So I've been having a bit of anxiety about that, but it's nothing big. I should also say that the way this works, the way this Hangout works, is I talk a bit, and then people can talk in chat about whatever they want, and I will talk about that. And like, we'll have a conversation. It's very casual format because it's just a Hangout thing. And then if people come on, we'll talk about things together for 10 minutes approximately. So more people can join in as guests, and more people can, and so that I can manage my time properly. Just so you know. Soon you'll be so popular you'll forget we early fans even exist. Oh, I'll never forget my early fans. Never. It's a good problem to have with too many people. But like, I still distinctly remember when whenever I go to like write in the credits for my videos, because I write in every single name manually. There are better ways to do it, but it's not fun. It makes me feel like I appreciate my fans more if I have to type out their each individual name, and it takes a while, but it's worth it. But I still distinctly remember like when each and every one of them joined, and I have like 120 something odd subscribers now. But it's a bit much. But it works. But I remember all of it. I remember everyone, yeah, everyone that I've gotten over the last year. No, not specifically, but I remember most of it. Hello, hello. Hello. My lipstick looks great. It is great. I'm doing some makeup experiments because I want to be better at it. Mia, how do you stop? Mia, how do you stop creating parasocial crushes on cute trans YouTubers? I don't know. I have the same problem myself. I'm on the Discord in the general page. Is it the general page will make requests? Oh, I'm a dumbass. The requests. I mean, you can. That's in the topic channel. If you want to talk about like whatever you want to talk about, that's in the topic channel. It's 5 AM and I can't sleep, so here I am apparently. Oh, I hope you get to sleep soon. If you ever need some, I was about to say like if you ever need help sleeping, I can do something, but I can't. I'm a YouTuber. I hope you get to sleep soon. The music is pretty good. It's one of these like lo-fi non-copyright playlist things. I think it might even be the same one PhilosophyTube uses, and if so, I'm sorry, Ollie. But it's good. It's very good. God, my hair has been fluffy. How are you people feeling? How are my beloved fans feeling? Because I do love you. I hope everything's been good. I hope you're having a good Sunday. Or Saturday, or whatever day it is. Monday, maybe? I have no idea how time zones work. I literally have no idea how time zones work. I might be a bit unfair picking guests this first round because I know that the last time and the time before that I didn't have guests, and people asked if they wanted to be guests, and I was like, yeah, I want to, but everything is complicated, so I kind of postponed it. So I might give special passes to those people, if they ask again, that is. Yeah. Being tired and overexcited. and anxiety. I'm sorry. I hope this hangout is gonna make you feel better. Hungry. Eat. Consume food. I got some snacks. I got a bunch of cookies. I'm not gonna eat them on stream though, because apparently I don't eat when I stream. I do drink though. Patient. You have fast become my favorite leftist YouTuber, and unfortunately unemployed right now. But when I am, I'll be a patron. Oh, that's nice. I hope you find a job. But like, don't rush when it comes to becoming my patron. Like, focus on your own economy first. That's always the #1 rule. Gotta look out for #1. But I very much appreciate it. And also, thanks for being your favorite leftist YouTuber. I hope that I'm gonna be worthy of it. I hope that I am worthy of it. I am. Weird and overtired, I know what you're calling it. Ah. I hope you get to sleep tonight. If you can, go to bed a bit early. Don't eat. Like, eat a big meal like 4 hours before you go to sleep. Drink water. You can drink water like up until you sleep. But like, have a full stomach, be hydrated, and go to sleep like 2 hours before you really like usually do it. So, and that way you can just spend 2 hours in bed just like before you have to get up. It's great. Good evening. Good evening. It's Trans Visibility Day. Oh god, I keep forgetting that. It's the Trans Day of Visibility. Which is why I'm very visible today. I'm gonna be pulling guests in about 5 minutes, by the way. And again, I'm also gonna give 10 minutes-ish to each and every person, if I can. So that way, like, everyone has their own time. And if they don't want to fill their entire 10 minutes, that's fine. We can, you know, if you just want to talk for like 5 minutes or 2 minutes, that's fine too. And if the topic is like really complicated and there's no time rush, we can always get past that. But 10 minutes is the rule anyway, so it's fair to everyone. Because I want to be fair, that's all I want to do. I want everyone to feel seen and participated in a good way. I have no idea what I'm saying. Spending Visibility Day locked in my room. Fair. Very valid. I don't mean to sound easy, but I will grab hips in exchange for a guest spot. Well, Margaret has been asking for a guest spot for the last 3 hangouts, so you're probably gonna get in, don't worry. I'm gonna take it easy. That's a valid point. The reflecting light. It is Trans Day of Visibility though. I haven't done anything. I feel that like all the commenting I've done on gender and trans and stuff like that, I did in my video on passing. And I've gotten like, the last week has been wild, because I've been getting like emails and DMs and like long explanations about how that video was really like important to people. There were some people who talked about like they showed their video to medical professionals in order to like make them understand what trans is, and it was like really, that felt really nice. That felt really good. I'm really happy that that video did anything. But that's like basically all I have to say about trans and visibility and stuff like that. When I was a model, I used to like post a bunch of like my modeling pictures, but that was just marketing. It didn't really feel real. I'm going to go to my first local meeting of trans people today. So, I'm happy. Have fun. Those are fun. I haven't been at those. They do that here in town too. I haven't been at them for years, but I know that they're good. They're really good. That video on passing was really good. Thank you. I agree. Hi Mia. Hi. I have also seen other YouTubers who talk about gender and identity and passing and things. Being inspired by that video on passing that I did. There are unmistakable signs of what I say in those videos that are hard to well, they're not hard to, but like there's a sequence of events that are that is hard to come at accidentally, which is good. It's a good problem when people are inspired by me, but it's also like, that video made me think a lot about stuff in my own relationship to femininity and beauty. And I'm cis. Or maybe agender, non-binary, figuring out. Yeah, figuring out is very valid. I mean, that is also like one of the things that I didn't expect with my video. That a lot of cis people kind of also reached out to me saying that like it helped them understand like how they related their own gender expression with like comfort rather than maybe gender identity sometimes, but like how we attribute value to gendered appearances, and that's really interesting. I didn't expect that. That wasn't the direct goal. Like the goal of the video was trying to like show a cis audience how a trans experience can look like. But I'm really happy that it had other results. My hair, calm the fuck down. Sorry. I ran a trans support group here in New Zealand for a couple of years. It was awesome. I hope you have a great. Yeah, trans support groups are great. I've been waiting all afternoon for the stream, and when for the stream, and then I went and missed the first 16 minutes because of arguing with turfs. Oh no, it's fine. It's basically just introduction anyway. Plus you can always go back and watch. I think, oh shit, I'm supposed to enable a thing so you can go back while you're watching. Can you do that now? Yeah, you can. Oh. I have no idea how streaming works. Gender is heckin' hard. It is. Have you seen the new Counterparts video about turfs? I have. Like yesterday. I saw it like the second it came out. Yeah, I mean, I have opinions on... I have opinions on it, but I don't want to dig into that. Wonderful video, in that it didn't much non-binary experiences. Well, I hope that I'm glad for that. I'm not non-binary, and maybe I'm going through some things. So, but like I like to think that I'm pretty like woke when it comes to like non-binary gender experiences. Not like I don't feel like. I don't think I'm non-binary, but I like to think that I know enough non-binary people that I have picked up something through osmosis. Plus, I like to think that I listen to people. I like to think. I might be wrong, but so far so good. And actually, my computer was trying to stand up. Oh no! I have opinions. Shocking revelation. That's true. I have opinions. Okay, it's 20 past. Let's bring on my guest. Oh fuck, is this gonna work? I hope it's gonna work. Okay. For fairness' sake, Maggie has been asking to be a guest for a long while, so let's although Maggie might not be available. Knocked over my computer while trying to stand up. we might have to wait then. Or Maggie specifically. Okay, then I'm guessing it's gonna be oh. Hi, Maggie.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, good. So yeah, my laptop is fucked, but on the plus side, my phone isn't.
Well, that's good. Is everything okay?
Well, that's tomorrow's problem. So yes, I did sign up. I did talk about Brexit. Also, quickly before we begin, last year, I promised.
You're kind of cutting out here.
Okay, sorry. I'll sit down. How about now?
Yeah, it's a bit better.
So yeah, no. All I said was that last year I promised myself I would come out as trans by today, and I managed it. Hello?
Yeah, hello. Sorry, I'm just I'm just looking at the sound levels if everything is working. But you did. You're back.
Awesome.
You did it. I mean, you promised yourself and you did it. I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Sorry, just trying to grab the dog so he doesn't bark. Oh, good, my laptop works. So, yes, Brexit. Now, the Prime Minister on Friday brought her meaningful vote to Parliament for a third time, and you'll never guess, it was rejected for a third time.
That's okay. So the Brexit thing has been amazing to me as a European because. Is it even, I've heard rumors that it's going to put it forth another time.
Nothing's been said, but that's rumoured. The problem she's got is that John Bercow, our speaker, who basically sort of runs the business of Parliament, said that she couldn't bring it back for a third time if it was just the same motion.
Yeah.
And the way that she got around that, and in fairness to Mr. Bercow, he did say, this is how you get around. If it's different, I'll let you bring it back in this session of Parliament. Was she split up her previous motion into two. So it became, she split off the political declaration of the future relationship, and it just became about the withdrawal agreement. Now, she's already done that. She can't do that again. She can't split it up again. It's already been split down to the barest bones, so to speak.
It's the least possible change you can do, but it's also all the change she can do. She can't do any more change.
She can't bring it back. Now, on Monday, this week on Wednesday, Parliament held indicative votes to basically sort of show where the mood was. And sadly, no option got a majority. I also should mention that Theresa May did not want this vote. It was, but Parliament overruled her essentially in this big, damaging to the government thing that Parliament wrestled control of business away from the government. As part of that, on Monday, there's going to be further discussion and further debate. And it's thought that if there is a clear way forward, if one option does, then the government might feel pressed to go with that. Other options are, and this will probably be the ones being discussed, a second referendum,
that was one of the more popular in the indicative votes, right?
There has also been talks of another general election. Now, here's the thing. Once upon a time, the Prime Minister could just call a general election under the royal prerogative. However...
The royal prerogative? Hang on!
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Basically, so you know how the Queen... In practice, the Queen doesn't do anything. In theory, the monarch has a huge amount of power, which is wielded by the Prime Minister under the royal prerogative. Now, before the Fixed Parliament Act of, I can't remember if it was 2010 or 2011, the Prime Minister could call an election whenever. However, due to that act, Parliament is fixed at 5 years, and the only way Theresa May can get an election now is if there's a vote of no confidence, or if 2/3 of Parliament vote to dissolve Parliament. The difference being that if Parliament's dissolved, it's dissolved, whereas with a vote of no confidence, the government has 14 days to attempt to get a working majority back. So she can't just call another election, and there have been rumblings from her party from MPs who have said they would block it if she tried, because they fear that they would get crushed at an election.
Yeah, I've heard in the isn't there like a new poll where Labour is like 5 points ahead of the Tories?
That wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, I mean, that's the only reason why Theresa May clung on to power when there was a vote of no confidence against her from Parliament, is because as much as many Tories don't want her in power, they don't want a scenario where Jeremy Corbyn could get in power even less.
We just had a comment who said the UK Constitution seems like it was dreamt up by a drunk fantasy writer.
That's giving us too much credit.
Yeah.
Saying that implies that it was dreamt up with thoughts. No.
With structure, with a plan.
Yeah. No, the British Constitution, which is an uncodified constitution, was basically something that happened over time. The first document I think that people point to is the Magna Carta, but basically we've got a mess of different laws, different sources of power, and, this is an important part, different conventions. Things that are held to be part of the convention, the Constitution, because that's how it's always been. But there's no these are just, gentlemen's agreements almost, and yet they're viewed with as much importance as actual laws.
Maggie, why is your Parliament so bad? Why haven't you had like a major government reform?
Here's the thing. Our Parliament has existed for hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of years. And constitutions are a relatively modern idea. So whereas France and Germany have only, England as a nation, which, and let's face it, Britain is mostly England with a few extra countries sort of forced into the mix.
Along for the ride.
Yeah, is 1,000 years old. And in order for a constitution to happen, there has to be major political will for it, either as the result of the revolution or as the result of a country being newly reformed. We've never really had that.
I have a solution to Brexit.
What's that?
Okay, so it's a British solution to a British problem. Okay.
Okay.
So it's a tried and true method that the British have used dozens of times, and I feel like if it's good enough for the British to use elsewhere, it's good enough to use in the British Isles as well. Okay.
Is it elect incompetence and blame them when it fails? Because that's not actually a solution. That's just what we do.
No. Okay, so here's my plan. So we look at the referendum result, and we try to form like two cohesive blobs, like two unified kind of borders of leave and remain. Okay, so Scotland voted remain mostly. Northern Ireland voted to remain mostly. I think Wales voted to leave.
Yeah, in Wales and England were the most leaves.
Yeah, so like Northern England can just become part of the newly formed thing of the Celtic Union, which remains within the EU, and then we create the Free State of England. And I don't see any problem with this. The British did this everywhere else and it worked fine.
Yeah.
There's no problem with this plan at all.
None whatsoever. Though if we are partitioning the north, I would like to say that even though my home county of Surrey is physically in the south, I feel that spiritually we are very much northerners. Please, for God's sake, take us with you.
I mean, yeah. There's. Oh God. Okay. I'm gonna have to cut this convo kind of short. I'm probably gonna extend Actually, okay, let's do it like this. Let's add 3 more minutes to the conversation times and then do 15-minute timepieces instead of 10 minutes. 10 minutes is too short. 15 minutes is fine.
Got it.
But here's a tip. Here's a really good thing. There's a video by... Okay, there's a series of videos. I don't remember who it's called, but it's called Map Men. And I really suggest anyone to go and look at the Map Men. Because it's... And they have a video that goes into like different sorts of maps, and they have one video where it's like, okay, where is the north, and where's the south? Because if you divide it geographically, then a large part of the north isn't in the north.
I've seen that video, yeah, and and then they joke about the Midlands, which is where my dad's family's from.
Yeah, which doesn't exist according to them.
No.
But it's good. It's a good series. Plus, they also do like other things. But just speaking of the northern bit, anyway,
I like how you said that. They do other things. We do not speak of them.
We don't speak of them. They are hidden. Okay, yeah, but that's just a joke I've had brewing for literally months, and I just wanted to say it because it's Brexit and stuff. Do you think, as a final point, do you think Brexit is gonna solve itself? How do you think Brexit is gonna end?
Well, it's weird because I mean Brexit has broken so many conventional norms, like the government losing on its main issue by 230 votes and still being around. You know, the government's I think there was something like I can't remember what the official terminology, but the government was essentially censored at one point by Parliament, which has never happened in modern history. Barco was citing precedent from the 17th century. You know, it's or 16th or 17th century. You know, there's no predicting this.
Yeah.
So either it will crash out. Either will crash out. Theresa May will be forced to accept a softer Brexit, or Brexit won't happen.
Amazing.
Those are my predictions. One of those 3 things. I hope we don't leave.
I hope you don't leave either. But
yeah.
I just want to say like an historical fun bit to end this on. Like, there's been so many like historical firsts in Brexit in parliamentary history, which is wild to me because the British Empire fell apart, and the world wars happened, and yet you managed to do that, but you can't do Brexit. Like, Parliament can't do Brexit. Parliament managed to somehow, like, survive World War I, but can't survive, like, paperwork.
Well, obviously, the thing with the wars was we had in the Second World War a government where all the parties put their differences aside and, you know, were one government. You can't really do that with Brexit, and especially the problem is Brexit runs up. You know, there are left Brexiters and right Remainers. You know, there's no, and also and the problem is that there's no one voice that's bigger than all the others to a degree where it can dictate the terms of events. The Brexiters are big enough to screw things over, but not big enough to push their way. You know, the Remainers are big enough to cause a delay, but not enough to push their way. There's a sizable voice now for a second referendum, but not enough to make it happen.
Yeah,
that's the problem. We've got a large number of people for every eventuality, but none of them can take the. Oh, you know how your parliament exists all of the time?
Yeah.
That's what's happening to us with Brexit.
Amazing. Well,
that's what's happening.
I wish you luck with Brexit.
Thank you. And yeah, thank you for having me. Bye.
Thanks for being on. I also want to say sorry for not having guests on for like 2 months because technology is bad. But now it's here, so I can finally have you on.
You've heard my voice. Dude, you know, we can't inflict that on people too soon.
Okay, thank you so much.
Welcome. Bye.
Bye. And now it is me again, only me. I'm probably gonna talk for myself a little bit more, and then I'm gonna invite the next guest, so I can read some comments and catch up on what's happening. Because I can't do tech and look at the comments and everything else at the same time. The guy who made the Stealing Food song back in the day? Yeah. Mia Mulder announces the Great Heathen Army 2 Electric Boogaloo. We're coming. We're coming to save you. Well, that would be the Norwegians, wouldn't it? So it would be Norway. It would be a Brexit of Norway plus. I mean, Sweden, when it comes to Vikings, you know, some Swedish Vikings went to England, but it was mostly Norwegians. The Swedish Vikings mostly went east. We went to Constantinople and into Russia. That's where we hang out. Jay Foreman, yeah, Jay Foreman, that's his name. Yeah. He made some politics explanation videos too. Yeah, they're pretty fun. He does like very short vloggy content, but they're also very informative. So it's really good content. I very, very much suggest it. Plus, it's fun to learn about the British Parliament and how the British work. Lord Buckethead wants a second referendum. He wants a referendum on whether we should want a second referendum. God bless Lord Buckethead. We need to reinstate Dane law with me as the head. Yes. Oh no! Maggie! Be careful! Make Russia Viking again. A Swede founded Russia, therefore Poltava was a civil war. Who made that joke? It's a good joke, but it's a really good joke. And how the British work or don't work. Yeah. I think Brexit is gonna somehow fix. I hope it will work, because, you know, as much as we Europeans mock the UK, we still want the UK to remain in the customs union and within the EU. We don't because a no deal is the worst case scenario for everyone, and no one wants that. So I think everything is gonna turn out okay. I don't think I don't think Britain will stay, but I don't think it will be like a hard Brexit thing. I think it's just gonna be like this kind of eh. At least the laptop isn't broken. Oh, thank God, I'm so happy. Okay. Let's bring on another guest. Oh God, the last couple of days I've slept kind of bad, so my entire body is aching and breaking because I'm almost 26 and I can feel that I'm not a young person anymore. I'm actually an adult. We need to make an example of the UK to really keep the rest of the systems in line. Fair will keep the system in line. Fair have hard Brexit. That's a good joke. I like that. Will marry an EU citizen for citizenship and money and food in the house. What's it cuddling? Constant validation mood. I don't think we can stay, unfortunately. And maybe I should have to Scotland though. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna stay in the EU, unfortunately. But I do think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be a hard Brexit. I think it's gonna be calm. It's not gonna be good, but I don't think it's gonna be apocalyptically bad. Because people don't want that. How do you get on? Is it Patreon people? No, anyone can join. There's a link in the video descriptions to my Patreon page, but it's public. The page is public, so you can go in and watch it to look. And there's a Discord link, which will take you to a Discord server, and there you will be able to go wild. Okay, we have a guest. Hang on. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, you are on. You are live, as they say.
Oh dear. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So, I guess,
Do you want to introduce yourself? Or do you want to jump right into Warhammer?
I'm the guy who showed up in a couple earlier streams and talked a lot.
Yeah, I know who you are. I just want to make sure that they know who you are.
Oh, I don't really do anything important. No.
Okay.
So nationalism and Warhammer 40k, because I must belong to the most difficult fandoms ever. And I spent my entire morning gluing together a spider tank, so...
I never got into Warhammer, but I've heard things about it, specifically when it comes to like nationalist and like fascist iconography and stuff.
So this is a problem, is that in the 80s you could honestly say Warhammer 40k was satire, because, for example, there were orcs named after Margaret Thatcher, the police were literally based off Judge Dredd, other things like that.
Wait, in Warhammer?
Yes, in Warhammer 40k. Warhammer 40k is the sci-fi, when Warhammer Fantasy is the now dead fantasy version.
So they had characters based on Thatcher.
The Supreme Orc Warlord is Gazthugal Mag-Uruk Thatcher.
That's amazing. Okay, sorry. that's incredible. I think that's really fun. Okay.
And the Imperium was explicitly portrayed as a villainous organization that you do not want to live in, that has few, if any, redeeming qualities, and generally a fascist theocratic state that is. But Q20-ish, almost 30 years of fandom evolution and Games Workshop evolution, and basically the Space Marines, for example, went from space cop, fascist space cops, to glorified theocratic fascist crusader super soldier. And you went from there are no good guys to the Imperium is totally not the good guy.
Yeah. I have no idea about Warhammer. You can just keep talking. I'm listening. It's really interesting. Don't worry. It's just that I don't know anything about it.
Okay. Do you like the Holy Roman Empire?
I love the whole. Okay, what I do know about the thing, I love the Holy Roman Empire as a concept. I know they have like an emperor who is like infinite years old, who is sustained by like the daily sacrifices of like millions of souls or something. It's weird. Humanity is like some sort of Übermensch thing now, where they like genetically manipulate people into being like in big suits. I do know that if you're a degenerate and you have a lot of like degenerate sex, you can summon demons.
That's more of a fandom thing, and also a reaction from the 80s.
Ah, okay.
Slanesh is not supposed to be the god of deviance. He's supposed to be she's what terms is supposed to be excess. But again, you have fandom concepts.
Yeah.
So the main conceit was that in Warhammer 40k was originally Warhammer Fantasy in space, And in Warhammer Fantasy, the world map was literally our world map, and the protagonist, for lack of a better word, was the Holy Roman Empire in a dark fantasy setting, complete with electors.
Amazing.
So you've got the space Holy Roman Empire, add in additional theocratic elements and more xenophobia than the fantasy Holy Roman Empire, and let percolate for 30 years as you try and distance yourself from being Warhammer Fantasy in space.
I mean, they have space orcs, isn't it?
They have space orcs because Warhammer Fantasy had orcs, and they made Warhammer orcs are a fungus.
Oh yes.
And
I know that.
But, for example, the originals, they were originally space dwarves, but then they were all eaten by a horde of alien locusts, and then we can never mention them again because space dwarves are not gritty sci-fi action. Space elves are, space orcs are, but not space dwarves.
Fuck space dwarves.
So, in effect, the Space Marines are genetically engineered youths from warrior cultures that are deliberately kept at a feudal or less tech level. For example, One World is based on Viking stereotypes, where the life expectancy is so harsh most people die by the age of 35, and then you take these 12-year-olds, put additional organs in them, genetically engineer them into super soldiers, put them in power armor, give them a gun that shoots rockets, and point them at the nearest enemy.
Sounds neat.
No. Yeah. So the general conceit is that instead of what you're supposed to be is horrified by the fact that these are 12-year-olds who have been genetically manipulated into being 2 meters tall and having ridiculous physique and other things, while being brainwashed into basically crusaders, and instead they went from this is horrible to this is Deus Vult Crusader meme.
Yeah, this is really. There's a meme, right? The imagery of Warhammer 40k is like the dangers of like over militarization and like hyper nationalism and all of that stuff. And people just ignore that, but they think, oh, cool power armor.
Like there are several alien species that will temporarily ally with humanity or do things with humanity, but until relatively recently, this was generally considered to be a bad thing because all aliens must be destroyed or enslaved. Because they're not humans. And also, there's also human purity things. There are lists of different human subspecies that were created before the Emperor became the Emperor, which are destroyed on sight, and others which are kept in.
Yikes.
Yikes, indeed. And then there's the fact that the Emperor himself was a Dawkins-level anti-theist who banned all religion, and look how well that has worked out.
A Dawkins-level anti-theist.
He literally, when he reunified Earth, he took some time out to burn the last Christian church in existence while giving you reason you suck speak to the last Christian priest.
I think this is really funny.
This is the original thing. He was the hardcore anti-theist. I'm going to kill the chaos gods by starving them of belief, by causing everyone to be an anti-theist. And lo and behold, within 2,000 years of him being put in his little life support thing, he has a state religion dedicated to him.
Uh-huh.
Well, it turns out that if you are a god-tier psyker, are like 20 feet tall, walk around in golden armor, have a halo, and insist people refer to you as the Divine One, people are gonna worship.
On that, but is it common that like because I know that a lot of people are really like fanboy about Warhammer 40k and like use for Warhammer 40k iconography semi seriously as like meme language for the actual beliefs that exist within Warhammer 40k, but like apply them to real life, which is dumb.
Yes. So, but even from the beginning, the Imperium was a fascist regime. It's just that it has now become a theo-fascist.
Amazing.
So
do you think that kind of reminds me a bit about like how some, because there's a lot of like in the right-wing atheist community, right? And they have kind of shifted from like attacking theists and more into attacking like leftists, while
Yep.
more and more worshipping the Great White Hope, as they call him.
Yep. A classic example was one of the people I've seen cited in like atheist boards is a guy who until known for writing books about how stupid atheists are, but because feminists are clearly worse than Christians, he's now a member of the club.
Of course. God.
Yeah. So it's in. Yeah, so 40K also glorifies like most of the non-Space Marine human armies are based off different European armies at different points of history. For example, the Death Corps of Krieg are World War I Germany. And it goes downhill from there. There's a couple out that aren't based off World War I or World War II or Vietnam Western armies. Like there's one based on Bedouins and one based on Mongols and a couple others. But in general, so in addition, the people who aren't even genetically modified super soldiers are based off nationalist stereotypes of World War I and World War II.
That's yikes.
Oh, and Space Marines can only be men.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
Because people in the 1980s who wrote that didn't understand biology, but basically the organ transplants that change 12-year-old boys into Space Marines don't work if the people don't have a Y chromosome.
Of course. Of course. Oh, I love this.
We have Space Marines who have a genetic flaw that caused them to become Lon Chaney 1930s Wolfman. This is normal. This is fine. Girls? No.
That's obviously too weird.
Yeah, if you like 1930s Lon Chaney Space Viking Marines.
There's a comment that says, in my experience, 40k fans get really pissy when a girl cosplays as a Space Marine.
Yep. So, in order to throw out a bone, there is the other power armor, but inferior to the glorious Space Marines, Sisters of Battle, who are all basically combat nuns and
Combat nuns!
Their purpose is mostly to get slaughtered to show how awesome the Space Marines are. And also, until they're supposed to finally get new miniatures this year, but from a meta perspective, the Space Marines get new miniatures every couple of years. The Sisters of Battle are still using the same pewter, while every other army is plastic, pewter figurines from when I was in high school 10 years ago.
Yeah, doesn't that break?
It breaks, they're hard to pose, they're hard to convert, because remember this is a hobby, so artistic conversions and stuff, they're hard to make, they're hard to convert, they're $100 a squad because they're still made of pewter.
Jesus.
And they're also very underpowered.
Well, that's... sucks.
So, and then there's the other thing of, because the Space Marines are the best-selling army, so in the books you overpower the Space Marines, so this leads to a lot of things like female aliens getting murdered pointlessly by Space Marines.
So,
or in another case, psychic Space Marines slaughtering an entire unit of friendly Sisters of Battle because Sisters of Battle are immune to chaos corruption, so they smear their blood on their armor to be immune from chaos.
Jesus.
Yeah, that actually was a line too far, and so the author who did that is no longer working there, but the fact that it got published in the first place is...
Yikes. Would you say that, like... Would you say that, like, Warhammer 40k kind of, like, both? Because it's hard to do one without the other. Do you think Warhammer 40k kind of, like, profits from, but also markets, like, neo-fascist ideology as a political, in order to like, for, because it looks cool?
I basically would say that the satire is almost gone at this point. There was some satire stuff in the role-playing games, which are now discontinued, but in terms of the tabletop game and the books, there is barely anything remotely considered satire, in my opinion.
That sucks.
There have been some attempts to sort of turn this around, but the problem is the fan base gets very angry.
So basically, the fan base has the fan base didn't get the joke in the start, and now it's just kind of been a back and forth between.
There's also a problem in that the Channy wiki is more useful than the more official-ish wiki. So they're full of memes and fandom interpretations of characters, which instead reinforce over the official interpretation of characters.
Is that where the Slaanesh memes comes from?
Yeah.
Because even I had heard about that. And
like,
I don't even know
there are examples of people falling to Slaanesh from their art simply because they want their art to be perfect, but the memes you're going to hear about is it's all king. Whereas, for example, artists tend to fall because they want their art to be perfect.
Yeah. Okay, we have 2 questions, and then I think I'm gonna have to let you go. If that's okay.
Sure.
So we have a question that says, 40K is basically just degenerated satire into 40K has basically just degenerated satire into unironic proto-nationalist wet dreams.
For the most part, I'd say yes.
It sounds like it. And what are your thoughts on the Trump God Emperor meme?
Considering the God Emperor is a rotting corpse on a life support machine that keeps him in perpetual agony at all times, I feel that sure they should have the same.
That's perfect. I guess like even within the meme, right? They're not really like looking into what the meme actually like means. They just like, oh yeah, God Emperor sounds cool.
Yeah, 30K God Emperor is all glorious, but in 40K he's a literal skeleton, barely kept alive by human sacrifice, and a perpetual pain engine that causes professional torturers to bow down in awe at just how much agony he is in every second. Oh, and he's conscious of every atrocity done in his name at all.
Incredible.
Yay!
So yeah, that's basically Donald Trump.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I've learned a lot about 40K. I have no idea, I had no idea it was
and for bonus points, the Emperor is a Hatti from pre-Turkish Anatolia.
Oh.
So he's not white.
I didn't know that. Because all the
portrayals for him is white, but in official art, he's from pre-Turkish Anatolia in the Bronze Age.
That says it all, doesn't it? Jeez, yep. Yeah, because all the portrayals I've seen, I haven't looked at anything official because I'm not into that. He's always been white, and like blonde, and like very like Aryan, basically. He has
Jesus! Tan skin and black hair.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of this with me, because I had no idea.
No problem. All right, bye bye.
Okay, bye bye. That was fun. I don't know anything. I'm not into that. Chaos, yes I know. I had some comments that I missed before, and I apologize for that. I'm gonna go back. Mia is having a quarter-life crisis. Oh, I have. Definitely. Someone's young as 26 complains about being old. I'm not old, but I'm not a kid, right? Because when you're in when you're in the early 20s, you still kind of feel like a kid, right? If you do something dumb, your body will just like, yeah, it's fine. You just make new cells and it's all fine. Well, like around 25, your body stops doing that and you slowly start dying. and I feel that. I feel that in my bones. Angela Merkel to May. If this is a diplomatic mission, where is the ambassador? Jesus Christ. Metal models are harder to paint. Plastic holds to paint. Yeah, because pewter is like a metal, right? The satire being coupled seems to happen a lot. Same thing happened with V for Vendetta. Yeah, the V for Vendetta is... I really find that interesting. Because a lot of people who are fascists like V for Vendetta. Not helped by that Dumbo movie adaptation. I haven't seen the movie in a long time. Alt-right chuds probably analyzing something. I'm not into that. When you're in between people, any history books to recommend? Not really. History books in general are somewhat problematic sometimes, but I'm gonna look at my bookshelf because I have it. See if I can find something here. Something specific. Well, I mean, it's not a history book per se, but it's a source book. But like, history books in general are... It all depends. They're either like too simplistic because they cover like a huge area of time, or they aren't general enough and they cover like a year or like an event, which also leaves out important context, which is iffy. But this book by Hirschfeld is very good. It's specifically about trans history, but it also goes into like talking about what am I trying to say? How medical practitioners have seen gender identity as like as a non-medical problem, and then becoming a medical problem, and then he argues in the book why it isn't a medical problem, and it's a good view into how a subject can shift from being like it's an objective fact that this is the thing, and then how just over like 20 years how it can change from being no it's an objective fact that is this thing and has always been because the facts say it is. What the fuck is my hair doing? Non-problematic historians. Piketty is okay. I like Piketty. He wrote a book on capitalism, and like he is a leftist, but he's like a lot of people have like that he is like a very center leftist. But he has some good ideas about how to adapt, how to like save capitalism, which sounds very like capitalistic to say, but it makes sense once you read the book. Horse Heresy is a good book. Black people in any adaptations, I have no idea. Interested in talking, but anxiety is killing me painfully. That's fine. Being in the chat is also hanging out. I'm gonna spend the. I'm gonna have one more guest. I think I don't think I have time for more people, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to have one more guest on. I apologize. the movie was a disappointment. My quarter life crisis was realizing I was a girl. Mood. Liberty Prime from Fallout is one of the best examples of satire being hijacked. Oh yes, God. Is the stream ending after we finish with the guests? It's gonna finish about around 7:30. But don't worry, because I'm gonna be on a. I'm just gonna find the link to that thing. If I can find it. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna link to it. I'm gonna be on Step Back History on Subscriber Appreciation Day. So if you want to keep hanging out in the chat, and I will make sure to watch the chat and like talk to people, you can join me there after this stream. I just want like 15 minutes, 20 minutes to like get a sandwich and some water. So my stream is ending 1:30. I'm gonna have one more guest, and then I'm gonna talk a bit, and then I'm gonna end. So this stream is gonna end, but then I'm gonna have another one. Don't worry. I might perhaps possibly maybe do a Jackbox stream after that. Depends on how tired I am. Dehydrated water, please. Drink, Christopher! Drink water! Liberty Prime is making fun of American exceptionalism and anti-communist sentiments, but then anti-communists are unironically using Liberty Prime memes. Yeah. What about Rugged Bregman if you like Piketty? I haven't read Rugged Bregman, unfortunately. Well, damn, I missed the stream. Don't worry, it's gonna be fine. I'm not leaving yet. I'm gonna have another guest on. Ah. Okay. My next guest is hang on. My next guest is I don't want to risk pronouncing a name. Hello.
Hey, I'm Hanna.
Hello, Hanna. Do you want to introduce yourself to the stream so they know who you are?
Yeah, I'm a Norwegian trans girl living in the Netherlands since about a year and a half. And I watched your channel since about 2 or 3 months and really enjoy your content, so I thought I'd say hello.
Hi! You want to talk about your topic, which...
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, my topic was the right-wingers that recently got into the Dutch Senate. In the recent elections we had 3 or 4 weeks back.
Wait, was there a Dutch election 3 or 4 weeks back?
Yeah, there was. The Dutch system isn't quite as complicated as the English, but it has some weird things. Like they have a first an upper house.
Yeah, I know. I'm a citizen, and I didn't vote. I keep forgetting to vote in the Dutch elections because I don't live there, and I'm a dual citizen, so I vote here, and it's like I need to vote. I'm a bad citizen.
This was so it was technically just for the Provincial Staten, right? But they vote for the Senate and things. And the result, and because of all the media coverage was of the national results, even though it was technically a local election. Breaking my brain a little bit, but
sorry, you're breaking up a little bit.
Speaking Latin in Parliament and generally appealing to middle-class well-educated people, and hating anyone who's queer or Muslim or Jewish, or they got about 15% of the votes. And although they probably won't have too much influence on politics, it's on the actual policy, it's still scary to have so many people who share their views. And a couple of my colleagues at work have also said that they voted for them. So that's kind of unsettling.
So would you say that they are like what kind of right wing are they, if you would give them a generic label?
If there's one label, probably fascist. I would go that far.
Yeah, that would be comparable to like the Swedish Democrats then, that also have like a lot of popular support, but are also in parliament.
Yeah, but with a different. But if the Sweden Democrats came out of like Nazi thugs, essentially.
Yeah.
Street thugs.
Yeah.
And these guys, they're more, they at least cosplay as more well-spoken, speak posh, that kind of thing.
It's the Richard Spencer fascism.
Yeah, that would be the right idea.
That's interesting, because a lot of like right-wing movements in Europe have kind of like based themselves on the street thug base, because that's where like the white power movement of the 90s where it was based in. It was interesting. Do you have any theories as to why they've become so popular? Hello?
Hello, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You're kind of breaking up a bit. Hello?
I'm I can hear you.
There we go. You're kind of breaking up a bit.
Yeah, I did some stupid stuff.
As we all do. So do you have any theories as to why they've risen in popularity?
Yeah, we had before in this country there was the PVV, which are more kind of less subtle, at least, less, and although not again quite as violent, but they were a party that people from well-educated circles just couldn't say they voted for, because they did it in uncouth ways, and so people are kind of switching to these people also because they're new on the scene. But also there seems to be kind of a baseline level of fascist adjacent people of about 1/6 of the population, and that's
It's weird how like the far right movement recently they've done this like big rebranding thing where they like stopped being like explicitly Nazis, with like very extremist iconography and very like extremist messaging, because people see through that. People realize that that's like, no, that's bad, obviously. But if they realize that if they just go a bit more casually about the whole thing, then people can be persuaded into holding those views too, as long as it's not like explicitly racist, even though they usually are.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That they're trying to create this plausible deniability. They can say, look, we don't do the swastikas anymore, but the effects is about the same. And if you think about it for, well, at least more than 2 minutes, then you're going to see a lot of parallels in the actual policies they are advocating.
I mean, yeah, it's political theater, isn't it? It's this idea that, like, as long as it looks different, it is different. But like the actual politics and the actual policies that people do are still very like reminiscent. And I think that's kind of a problem when it comes to like all of history education, where what people remember like from autocratic dictatorships, it isn't the policies that led them there, or like the ideology of the person in power, but rather the symbols and the colors and the uniforms and stuff like that. When people think of like the Nazis, they think more of they think more of the swastika and big tanks rather than like unifying a bunch of smaller corporations into like bigger conglomerates because they deregulated the private sector on chemical industry, for example. No one thinks about that. But like that is where politics comes from.
Also, that's a bit more dull. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's not sexy. It's boring, and people don't care about that.
Yeah.
Plus, it's like it's complicated. Like if you have to think about that, then you have to think about it. As long as something looks cool, that's all you have to like. Oh yeah, well that symbol means that thing, and as long as you don't have that symbol, then people, that's fine. That's kind of an issue I think that a lot of like political activists have, where they either refuse to change from the symbol because they're loyal to like a symbol rather than the ideology, or vice versa, where they like they totally ignore all iconography and they are just over focused on ideology and theory, which is boring. No one cares. Sorry, that's a bit of another topic, but I thought about it.
You okay?
Huh?
You're pinging out a bit again.
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry.
Yep, no worries.
We're getting a bit disconnected. I think my computer knows that it's connecting to the Netherlands and it's becoming homesick.
Oh dear. Either that or a spy agency on either end is listening in.
Oh, definitely. 100%. The Swedish security agency is 100% monitoring my transmissions. Definitely.
Them or the AVD.
Do you have any like final notes things? Because I do have to finish up in a bit. About the Dutch Senate. Oh, like okay, so is the Senate the upper house?
Yeah. So traditionally, it's from what I've read. Traditionally, the government tries to have a majority in both chambers, but because Dutch voters have become so splintered in recent years, there are very few parties that have many votes and many seats in parliament, which I personally think is a reasonably good thing.
Yeah.
But it does mean that that they will have to probably negotiate with politicians in the upper house to get their big laws passed.
Yeah.
But given that the current government is mostly conservative parties, I don't really mind that so much. There are two conservative and one liberal, and a weird small Christian thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, the politics there breaks my brain a little bit, but
it does that. It's weird. It's fucking creepy though, because they do that like the right wingers. They do this like pretty much everywhere, right? Where they strip they strip like how things look, and they infiltrate themselves into normal politics. But I think it's important to note also when it comes to like political systems that political systems are usually like pretty complicated for a reason, because then it's hard to change things. But
yeah.
Right-wing extremists, they also know that like complicated systems can be gamed. So right-wingers can put themselves in a position where they are given a disproportionate amount of power. So, for example, like in Sweden, where for example, no coalition got a majority. So, despite the Sweden Democrats having like 10% of the vote, because no one had a majority, they were the swing vote, which is like. And they know that, so they don't need a lot of power really, but because they have like a small enough power, that means that they can start like dictating large parts of ideology, and they do that like in many different political systems as well. They find a weakness and exploit it, which sucks.
Yeah. Oh well, it's politics works weirdly, but
yeah. Oh, Geert Wilders, he didn't get any success though, did he?
no, that's one of the good things, that the success of this new guy, Thierry Baudet is his name, he mostly took votes from them and also a bit from the established political parties. So the balance between right and left parties ended up being pretty much exactly the same as 2 years ago in the lower house election. So,
well, I mean, yeah, it's not great, but it's not. It could be worse.
Always.
Well, that's good.
Human existence for you there.
Oh yeah.
It's not great, but it could be worse.
It could be worse. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to finish up. Do you have any final words?
Again, thanks for hosting us. Thanks for having a great channel and a great community.
Yeah,
And,
thanks for
maybe
being part of the
see each other in
community.
the future.
Yeah, I mean, thanks for being part of the community. It's good thanks to people being good in it. Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And I think there are some other people on the list that kind of wanted to talk, but I don't have enough time, unfortunately, to do that. My plan is, here's my plan. I'm gonna keep this Discord existing. I'm not gonna use it. No, actually not. I'm probably gonna delete it. But I am gonna remember. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna have a list of the people who signed up to be guests today, and if they say that they're interested next month as well, then they get preferential treatment because they asked now and they get back pay. That's the way I'm gonna do it. That's the fairest system. That is how everything works. Because I want everyone who wants to do this, but like I have too many fans now, and like I don't have time after a while, unfortunately. But that is fair. I have a fair system. It's gonna end up as a backlog over time, but it's the best system I can have. Okay. It is 4 minutes into half. I'm just gonna check my Twitter, see if I have to get prepared for the Appreciation Day thing. And I don't have to yet. So I'm gonna hang out here for a bit. Maybe to 22, maybe quarter to. But then I also like, even if I don't have to, even if I don't have to prepare anything for the stream, I do want a glass of water and some food. Can you focus, please? No? Are you broken? I think you're broken. Ah! There we go. Some lighting. Okay. Got a thermos of water. Good. Drink. Hydration. We will give Mia the God Emperor treatment and keep her with us forever. Stream with culture shots on Nazi art was rearranged, so I'll let you know times. So I'll let you know times to see if we can make the new time. Stream with culture shots. I don't understand that sentence. I'm sorry. How do you get Dutch citizenship? Yeah, my dad's Dutch. I'm half Dutch. Ik ben Nederlands. Men ik versta je niet Nederlands. We all know me as an immortal being as old as the universe itself. Agreed. He rose from the sea foam in a shell of an oyster after being birthed from Uranus' severed balls. Nigel Farage and other UKIP goons also went for more aristocratic path. I mean, it's something that they do now. Like, the upper class and fascism has always been kind of connected, and it's scary that they're unifying again. Because last time they did that, they got powerful. Has the growth of the Dutch fascists been explosive or gradual or both? I should have asked this. I apologize that I didn't. I missed this. I didn't see that. At least in Sweden, it's been gradual. But it's been, it started explosive and then it's just like, pink, and then just passive growth from that. So a small explosion and then passive growth from there. At least from over here. I always try to look on the positive side. 1/6 of the voting population is racist. But I try to keep up with faith in common people. Yeah, common people are mostly good. That is what I think. Ironically, they think imagery of Trump. You think of imagery from Triangle of the Bill, yeah. That place a secret orientation of trans girls. Shit! There's only two things I hate in this world. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch. I love that joke. It's really dumb, but it's really funny. Swedish Spirit versus Resist in the chat. Alright, lads. Right-wingers, yeah, they masters at gaming systems, taking advantage of liberals, yeah. There's, I think India Winter Studios did a video about that, talking about, like, liberals aren't necessarily, like, ideological allies with fascists, but fascists are ideologically, they feel morally okay with exploiting a liberal system for their own gains. Liberals are not, and that just gives the advantage to the fascists, unfortunately. Any of the studios does good shit. That's fair. That's basically what you did for me. Yeah, I feel it's fair. I mean, 10 minutes feels too short. 15 minutes is okay. I need some time to talk for myself, and after like there's only so many minutes in the day. Here's my plan. Swedish security forces links in. Shit. I have too many fans now. I do, but it's good. It's a really good problem to have. But I started doing these hangouts. I promised hangouts when I had like 8 patrons and like 400 subscribers. And then it was easy. Because then I could just invite everyone in. I would have the invite link in the chat. I can't do that anymore. And that's a good problem. That's a really good problem. I love you, but I can't have like 25 people in the chat at the same time. That doesn't work. A truly just society. Sounds like communism to me. I lack the attention capacity to focus. Key focus, please. Talk to the camera. I'm gonna have to watch the stream later. I haven't been able to concentrate since my pet snake is shedding right now! Baby! Yes, take care of Snake. Baby! I love Snake. Stream with culture shots from yesterday. I keep missing everything. My memory is awful. If something happened yesterday, I have no memory of it. I wanted to follow the live chat, but then I messed up the Discord, and that was part of the technical difficulties you all heard. That's fine. That might be a relief, so I'm not all the time noisy. That's fine. Like, some people have contacted me. Like, okay, there's actually a lot of people who've done this, who have been worried about this, who either contact me on Twitter or contact me on Patreon. They were like, hi, I don't want to bother you, but like, I just want to say this thing. And they say usually like nice things, right? Almost always nice things. Like, hi, I don't want to bother. Like, and if they leave like one message, everyone feels okay with that. But if they like leave a second one, there's like, I'm sorry if I'm a bother. It's like, you're not a bother. You can send me thousands of messages per person. I don't mind. It's really fun. It's a good problem to have. It keeps the conversation going. I love it. That way I don't have to think. What do you think about the memification of politics? Bad. I think it's an extremely powerful tool for politics. I think politics is one of those things that if memified, like, memes are an incredible powerful social tool. That's a sentence I just said. And I think memification of politics means that it's dangerous. Because then we're just talking about symbols and images rather than like complicated ideologies that we actually can do. And after a while, then we'll just be talking about like what words to use, what images to use, rather than what sort of world do we want to have. They're not allies, but it's both are allied to capitalism. Yeah, exactly. There are infinitely many minutes in the day. What are you talking about? They're social constructs. My kitten caught a mouse earlier, but I just straight up abandoned her just to hang out with me. And no! My dog's being a little needy right now. It's a good dog. Mia has requested us to spam her. We must obey. Obey the Queen Mother. Oh God. Oh God, am I a mother? Counterpoints is my Dark Mother. And Anita Sarkeesian is her Dark Mother. Am I a Dark Mother too? Fuck. Once I reach like 10 or 100,000 subscribers and another YouTuber props up that is inspired by me, then I will be, then Contrapunts will be Dark Grandmother again. Hug spam, hug spam. All politics is absolutely simple enough to fit into a 4-word soundbite. I'm off for trans meet. Enjoy trans meet. They're fun. Drink water. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for a good stream and good insert time zone here. Politics always had memes. Yeah, that is exactly true. Like politics have always had memes, but I think it's important to see memes as a part of the whole and not just all of it. Because there are a lot of people who just live on memes, including on the left. Who, like, if you ask them an actual, like, okay, well, how do you want to structure like a labor policies? It's like they don't have an opinion. They just like do a meme about it, or like a joke about how things would have worked 100 years ago. And it's like, okay, yeah, but that doesn't work now. That's a meme. That's a joke. That's not a real answer. It's not a huge problem, but I think it's a significant amount of problem that we need to all be aware of it. Love your hair, thank you. My hair is a mess. I have no idea how my hair works, but it works. Does that make Anita your dark grandmother? Yes. And also, like, all of my YouTube friends have talked to her. All of my, like, because I used to write for a gaming publication in Sweden. So all of my like gaming journalist friends, they've also talked to her because she had a talk in Stockholm once, and I haven't talked to her, but she very much inspired me. I have a very vivid memory when I began my transition. I was playing Lord of the Rings online, and the first episode of like the tropes in video games video, like tropes of women in video games, I don't remember the full title, popped up. Like it had just been released, and it was really, and I thought it was really good. I really liked it. I was like, ah, this is good. I like this. And then the hate storm came. It was like, oh, people don't like Anita. But I like Anita. I've always loved Anita. I like Anita's art. Well, I'm back. Sleep didn't happen. I'm sorry. Maybe you can sleep in a bit. You don't need to be a mother to be a mommy. Oh god. YouTubers are already inspired by you. That is true. I know some people who've actually contacted me and been like, hey, you inspired me to make a channel. I was like, okay, well, I don't know how, but I hope. In my eyes, the danger of modern memes in the sense of cynical nihilism attached to them. That in turn comes from the extreme disempowerment and alienation we feel because of late-stage capitalism. I agree. 100%. Tropes versus women in video games. That's the title. Don't get me water because this would be thirsty. Y'all are thirsty. What's the Anita controversy even about? Women on the internet, yeah. You can't criticize video games! H-Bomber Guy has some really like good analysis of it, where it's like where it's like, it's just very basic feminist critique of video games. It's not really like a big deal. Like it's like even the critique is extremely basic and mild, but even that was too much for a lot of people. Even that was hot takes back then. In 2013 or something. 2012 maybe? I have no idea. I haven't, by the way, I haven't gotten a thing where I have to prepare, so I'm gonna quit in 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna have some yogurt, I'm gonna go away for a bit, and then I'm gonna tweet out a link for where I'm gonna be in 20 minutes. I'm gonna drop that in the chat again. So I'm gonna be there in 20 minutes. I'm not gonna be on this channel in 20 minutes. And I'm gonna talk about history probably. So that'll be fun. Just got a new girlfriend a few days ago. Yay! I have to adjust to no longer publicly thirsty for me on stream chat. RIP! Big Joel did a recent video about her and the people who hate her. Big Joel did it, yeah, it's good. Go watch it. I like Big Joel. I appeared on the stream yesterday with y'all. Charity thing. How did all these years pass so quickly? How were we not in 2013? 1999 was 20 years ago. A meticulous analysis of history. Gamergate was an entire generation of white guys streaming. Get out of my room, mom! Yeah. Everything looks as if... Everything looks okay. Yeah, I haven't fucked anything up too much. I think everything was okay. Yeah. I think everything's good. I'm gonna quit in a couple of minutes. I just want to share some fun news. Apparently, Mussolini, like Benito Mussolini, the fascist of Italy, the fascist dictator of Italy, has a granddaughter, and who is alive and who is a member of the European Parliament. Her name is Alessandra Mussolini, and I just wanted to let you know about that because I found out about it today, and I just wanted to let you all know that. I'm gonna quit in a few minutes, literally every minute. Yeah, the stream has never stopped, but I do need to go in like at least 2 minutes because I want water before I appear on Step. But you should all go and watch Step Back History. They do good things, and also you should watch the appreciation day when I'm there. So so the fans of Step Back History know that I have my own fans. She was mad at Jim Carrey. I know. That was a good. Gaming probably pink pilled me a bit. Same. My first and only boyfriend was a Gamergator, and I distinctly remember because we began dating before Gamergate, like before it happened. And I remember when it happened, like the day it happened, and I remember we had a huge argument about it, and it's like. Because I remember him saying like, "Ah, she's a fucking psychopath," so quick. Like, "Ah, she's a fucking it's so bad," and I was like, "Why?" All I could think was like, "She's just. I don't see anything here. I don't get it. Like, I don't get the outrage. What the fuck are you talking about?" And then one day passed, and then I realized, oh, okay, you're all assholes. Okay, I need to. Oh god, fuck. How much corn cob? I have no idea what that is. Gamergate was actually what put me off reactionary reviews. It also seemed to pet in the thought, yeah. Go take care of Pepper's stream. I know! It's not my stream, it's Step Back History stream. I missed appearing on it. I dated a gamer. I dated a Gamergate at that time too. Yep, it's. Yikes. I was 12 when Gamergate happened, so unfortunately that didn't happen before. So unfortunately, I didn't argue with them. No, that's not unfortunate. You were fortunate to miss that. I used to be a rational skeptic while dating such a student Gamergate. We all have shameful pasts. Okay, it's shit. It's 46. Okay, I need to quit. I actually need to quit. I can't do this. I can't do this all the time. This has been a fun hangout, guys. I'm happy that I'm having guests again. I think the format works. I think the format works for now. I'm gonna do some post-stream briefing with myself later to see how the format works, to see if the guest works. I might change some times around. Maybe I have two guests on at the same time, and we have like a group conversation thing. But we'll see. I think it works. I think the system works. I can't have too many guests, but I think the system I have is fair. Like everyone gets a turn. Eventually, right? It's gonna take a while, but eventually people have a turn. Yeah. Okay. This is fine. I'm gonna be gone for 10 minutes, and I'm gonna be back on Step Back History in about 10 minutes. Unless I totally forgot something, or missed something. I hope I didn't. Anyway, okay. This has been fun, guys. I love a hangout. I love you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me this month. Oh yeah, final news before I leave. I've been kind of worried for my channel growth over the last time, right? And I was kind of worried that I was like, oh, I got a big spike from the mermaid stream with H-bomb, and I was worried that it was just gonna go down to like a basic level again, but it hasn't. My channel keeps growing by like percentages every month, every week. And I'm really happy about that. And I'm really thankful that I can actually do this as my job now. This is my job. I can survive by doing streams and YouTube videos. This is my job, and I'm so extremely thankful for being able to do that. Thank you so much. I love you all. Also, thank you to people in the chat for saying that I'm pretty, and thank you everyone. I love you all. Bye. Okay, I love you. I love you all.